What's up, Virginia Jets fans? This is your president, Adam Bartolo, recording live from you know where, the studio apartment in Newport News, Virginia. So it is week 2, Jets at the Cleveland Browns at First Energy Stadium, otherwise known as Brownie the Elf Stadium. They got the Keebler Elf right there on the 50-yard line. I may get some pecan sandies or something. You can bring some fudge swirls if you want to go the chocolate route. But the game is Sunday at 1 p.m., and you know where we're meeting, AJ Gators. Jets seek to even their record at 1-1 and win a game in September for the first time since, I think, the Great Flood. I think Noah was still gathering animals for the Ark the last time the Jets won a game in September. So we'll see what happens there. All right, let's break down these matchups. Jets offense versus the Browns defense. The first thing that we have to talk about is the Jets offensive line. Last week, the Jets offensive line was credited or discredited with allowing 20 pressures out of 62 snaps, pass attempt snaps. That's a third of the time Joe Flacco tried to throw a pass, he was under pressure. That's just unacceptable. It cannot happen again. Laken Tomlinson, in particular, really bothered me. You know, we brought this guy in because he knew the zone blocking system. He was coming off a Pro Bowl, a great leader, fierce attitude, and he allowed 8 pressures to Baltimore. The Baltimore Ravens ate his lunch and spit it back in his face. That cannot happen again. I know the line hasn't had a lot of continuity due to injuries, but I'm expecting a bounce-back performance from Laken Tomlinson. But to do this, the Jets are going to be facing some elite-level talent on this Cleveland defense, and it's all about number 95, Myles Garrett. He may be the best or second-best pure pass rusher in the NFL. Last week, he had 2 sacks, 6 pressures, 3 tackles for a loss. Last season, he had 16 sacks. George Fant is probably going to be responsible for blocking him. And Fant struggled to block a 33-year-old Justin Houston last week. So George Fant better bring his A game. He better find his health, and he better find it fast. But then on the other side of the line, Jadeveon Clowney was signed by Cleveland this year, number 90. Complements Garrett well, sets the edge, stops the run well, a lot of raw power. Max Mitchell, our 4th-round rookie, he did pretty well last week. You know, he held up his end of the bargain, but is he ready for that raw power that Clowney brings? So when the Browns have the ball, I'm going to be watching both offensive tackles, and are they able to handle these Cleveland defensive ends? Now, going back a little bit, you have at linebacker Anthony Walker, tackling machine, number 4, 113 tackles last year. This was a guy I was hoping the Jets would sign. He stayed in Cleveland for not a lot of money. Also, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Yes, guess how much time it took me to pronounce that name. From not too far away, grew up in Hampton, Virginia. Yep, number 28. Last year, he had 76 tackles and 4 quarterback hits as a rookie. Very good linebacker. You got to watch for him, too. Now, in the secondary, you have Denzel Ward. Now, he is one of the top cornerbacks in the league. It'll be interesting to see who he covers. If I'm the Browns, I'm going to try to take Elijah Moore and his explosiveness and his route running out of the game immediately. That will then open up the rest of the secondary. This gives chances to players like Corey Davis, to Garrett Wilson, to Braxton Berrios, to go after these young cornerbacks that they have, and Martin Emerson and Greg Newsome. Exploit those matchups. That's what Joe Flacco has to look for and exploit. He has to deliver those passes. You know, let these guys exploit those cornerbacks. And another thing that I want to see, can we take a deep shot in this game early? Take a chance. Can we throw the ball down the field occasionally? Occasionally. Just 20 yards down the field. Keep the Browns guessing. I feel like the Jets never threw the ball down the field, maybe until the 4th quarter, if at all. So that all starts with blocking up front. If Flacco gets time to throw, with the talent of these receivers, this offense can move the ball. So that is what I need to see on offense. Now let's flip the script on defense. When the Browns have the ball, well, the Browns have the best 1-2 running back combination in the NFL in Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Last week, Chubb had 22 carries against the Carolina Panthers for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns. Chubb, check this out. Since 2018, Nick Chubb has run for 100 yards 23 times. That's the most in the NFL. And when Chubb hits the century mark, when he rushes for those 100 yards, the Browns are 17-6. And then Kareem Hunt is just a very good power back, very good, that will break tackles. Now, last week the Browns led the NFL. They had 39 rushing attempts. They gained 217 yards for 5.5 yards per carry. Last year they led the NFL with 5.1 yards per rush attempt. Bottom line, Cleveland runs the ball very well. But the Jets' run defense, they only allowed 63 yards on the ground last week on 21 attempts. That's third in the NFL. Now, as far as the Cleveland offensive line, Wyatt Teller, their right guard, is a player that I have some serious concerns about. He was PFF's #1 run blocking guard in 2020, #4 in 2021. So those runs just to the right side, not outside the tackle, but into the line on the right side. That's what Cleveland's going to want to do against us. They're going to want to check Solomon Thomas, Sheldon Rankins, John Franklin Myers, who's ever playing that defensive tackle spot. Now, in the passing game, you have Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Wide receivers got open at will last week against the Carolina secondary, and Brissett couldn't always hit them. So you do have a vulnerable quarterback here. Now, at wide receiver, this is interesting. Last week, Brissett did not target David Njoku first, his tight end. He didn't target Amari Cooper, their big prized trade acquisition first. No, they went after Donovan Peoples-Jones, #11. He had 11 targets last week. That was twice as many as Amari Cooper. Now, I feel pretty good about the Jets' corners in the passing game. Last week, DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner allowed one catch for 8 yards between the two of them. But I think what the big thing is going to come down to is Jordan Whitehead, our safety. The Jets brought him in to be that great box safety. He's been limited at practice this week with an ankle injury. He was not supposed to play in this game coming up on Sunday, but the latest we've heard from Robert Saleh is Whitehead will give it a go. And I'm going to tell you, Whitehead is going to be needed to help stop that rushing attack by the Browns. If Whitehead can't go full board, it's going to be very difficult for the Jets defense to succeed in this game on Sunday. Okay, a couple of other game notes. Got to watch out for Cade York, the Cleveland kicker, their rookie kicker, who made a 58-yard field goal to beat Carolina last week. He was named AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. Our kicker, forget our special teams. I don't think I even want to talk about it. Another thing I need to see improvement from the Jets on is third down. Last week, the Jets had 14 third downs. They converted two third downs out of 14. This can't continue. So better play calling and better execution. You cannot go 2 for 14 on third down and win in the NFL. So if you've been listening to what I've been saying here, you can maybe note a few similarities. These teams are both great at rushing the passer, and they like to run the ball. So to me, it really comes down to who is getting ahead early. Because think about it. If the Jets can get ahead, they want to rush Jacoby Brissett. They want to make Brissett beat them, force the Browns into those third and long situations. I don't think Jacoby Brissett is ever going to win this game by himself. But if the Jets have to come back and this offensive line has to block Garrett and Clowney and whoever else the Browns might throw into the mix, it's going to be tough for the Jets to come back in this game. So a couple of club notes. We've got regular raffle this week. Guys, I am so excited for you to see these prizes that we have for you. And next week, it's going to be the premium raffle. So you're going to want to bring your cash. You're going to get some great things that you can get if you come to AJ Gators. As always, door prizes 50-50. Bring your cash. I can't wait to watch this game with you. I am back. I am ready to go. Let's make it a great week. Let's have fun on Sunday. And go Jets!